Hey guys, welcome to the JW Untold Truth channel. So we got great news from the Norway government. Let's have a look what has happened to the Jehovah Witnesses in this country. It seems that the JW.org website has already have all light. We gotta wait for the new light to come out. But here in the JW.org it says Norway court grants Jehovah Witnesses request to suspend the registration. We all know that this was a kind of a lie news tactic from the Jehovah Witnesses. But let's have a look at the update now, which has just come out from the Norway government. So here on this news article says Jehovah Witnesses lost their right to marry pending legal proceedings against the state. Jehovah Witnesses may not retain their registration as a religious community until the lawsuit against the state has been dealt with and settled, the Oslo District Court has decided. The Oslo District Court has revoked its own ruling on a temporary injunction, reports Vatland on Thursday morning. Last year, Jehovah Witnesses lost their registration as a religious community because the state administrator in Oslo and Vinken believes they are violating the Religious Communities Act on Free Expression. Without registration as a religious community, Jehovah Witnesses cannot longer make claims for state subsidies. They also lost the right to marry. The district court initially granted the Jehovah Witnesses the request for a temporary injunction, meaning that the decision to revoke their registration as a religious community would not be implemented until the court has heard the lawsuit that the Jehovah Witnesses have brought against the state. And we all know that the Jehovah Witnesses put this request on the last day of court, so they had to give the Jehovah Witnesses a temporary request. But now we have the latest decision from the government. It says here, but after a new round in court, the court has reversed itself. The district court injunction order on 30th of December 2022 is revoked, the order says. And we're gonna go to the little verdict of what was the decision in the courts, and it's a Google translation, so sorry about the translation. But let's have a look at what has happened in the court. Basically, both the institutions and the individual members' own religious experiences of experiencing a lack of ceremonial marriages will hardly be given decisive weight. The Jehovah Witnesses were arguing about the decision of the Norway government decision because they were not going to be able to conduct any marriages. A moral central point of appeal relates to the perception that Jehovah Witnesses are subject to stigmatization from the outside world by not longer being an approved registered religious community. This addresses both the members' spiritual experiences of being outside, but also the risk of being exposed to mockery and misdeeds. So the Jehovah Witnesses were worried that because of this decision, they're not being able to marriage, they were going to be mocked and there will be misdeeds against them. The district court has not presented with convincing argumentation with substances that the unity of Jehovah Witnesses within the religious community is particularly impaired as a result of the decision. So the government here is saying that because of not being able to be registered or being able to conduct marriages, that will not break the unity of the Jehovah Witnesses. They can still be unified as a religion. At the same time, Jehovah Witnesses advocate their own independent doctrines, with the definition stands in a certain contrast to the dogmas of the religious communities and the society perception in general. The court cannot see any reason to attach significant weight to such circumstances. So the government here is saying that we cannot accept this argumentation from the Jehovah Witnesses. It does not have any weight. The district court then deals with the specific risk of exposure to danger or damage. The public debate about various aspects of the Jehovah's Witnesses' religious practice is believed to be somewhat known through the mass media, social media, and through certain court decisions. The decision about the religious community's exclusion practices, and to a certain extent, the decision about the loss of state subsidies and the loss of registration to which this case applies, has been going on for a long time. Harassment, mockery, and damage that may have already been caused will not be reversed through the legal process here, and evidence of such previously committed misdeeds also does not provide grounds for relaxing the understanding of the law's fairly strict requirements for substantial damage or inconveniences. Through the presentation of evidence during the court proceedings on the 29th and the 30th of March 2023, no evidence has been presented to show that members of the Jehovah's Witnesses or the organization itself have recently been exposed to an extensive degree of mockery. However, it is simply that the religious community has been under critical scrutiny for a quite few years and has been systematically exposed to less flattering publicly. There are, however, no convincing signs at the time that substantiate that this is a growing problem, and even less reason to imagine that this would be related to the state administrator's decision on refusal of registration. It has also not been proven that property has been subjected to vandalism in the wake of the state administrator's decision on the 22nd December 2022. None of the documented acts of vandalism appear to have been committed late in the year 2022 into 2023. On the other hand, evidence relating to proceedings, incidents of violence and damage, but where it can hardly be seen that the motive is rooted to stigmatization as a result of the decision-making process in the registration case. Taken in isolation, the district court considers that the foreseeable risk to future bodily injury, serious insult, or damage is quite small, when this only had to relate to the state administrator's decision to refuse registration. Nor can the district court judicially to be able to accumulate various causes of incitement against the Jehovah's Witnesses. The district court cannot therefore see that there is a sufficient basis for safeguarding which justifies maintaining the injunction on the 30th of December 2022. Conclusion: the district court's injunction order of the 30th of December 2022 in case of 22-18-92-32 is revoked. Jehovah's Witnesses will have to pay NOK 241,251 in legal cost, which is around $25,000 to the court because of the legal cost for trying to go against the against the government, the Norway government. So with all that, we're gonna have to applaud the Norway government. Let's hope that all the other countries will follow suit. We can just see the fireworks going at the background of the Norway government, and I just want to see how the poor governing body of the Jehovah's Witnesses will be crying poor now that we're gonna have to pay for legal costs and we're not gonna get the $2 million that the government usually give us every year. How sad. Well, thank you guys for watching, and let's see what we can find for the next video.
The authorities in Norway have threatened to remove our legal registration because of our scriptural beliefs and practices regarding disfellowshipping. In the future, various governments will challenge our freedom of worship. They may pressure us to change our scriptural beliefs, but we're certainly not going to do that.